Alright, so in the last couple of weeks we've hit some pretty cool places, including Loyalty Beach on the York Peninsula, Greenock in the Barossa Valley and that wicked Seppelfields Road, and of course Mount Gambier and the Little Blue Lake. But nothing could prepare us for this next campsite, and I don't mean that in a good way, but when there's a negative, there is a positive, and there's this wicked little camp at the end of the episode that you're going to want to chuck on your list. So strap yourself in, Tinkerbell, this one's going to be a wild ride.
Don't forget to stop by our website after this video for all your travel inspo and check out our new line of merch.
And a massive thank you to our subscribers and our partners in crime for keeping our travel dreams alive.
Leaving Mount Gambier, we always have this feeling that we didn't do it justice, as there's so much to do and see there. But this time round, we did tick off a major one, and that was the Little Blue Lake. But as we drove dead south to our next campsite, our eyes locked onto another place we really left half done. So we hammered down to the camp, which was only 37 clicks away, drop off the bin chicken, and rip back up in the bus to tackle this thing.
So we couldn't go past this place again without taking another visit, but I look kind of weird. I just had a shave this morning. It feels so strange. Look like a weird little worm thing off a...
What are you doing?
Just have a look, have a look, have a look there.
Stop.
It's weird looking. We're back at a place that we didn't really, take into all an account when we were here last time 2.5 years ago. Dumped the van, raced back up here to do this particular attraction to give it a fair and red hot crack this time round, and actually appreciate the time that we've got here while we can do stuff. And that place is called Mount
Gambier.
No, Shank.
Oh.
Mount Gambier. No, well, Mount Shank, and this is a dormant. I was going to say active volcano, but it's a dormant volcano.
And the last time it erupted was 5,000 years ago.
So it's the most recent eruption volcano. Does that sound right?
I think in Australia, I looked it up.
Yeah, out of the 500 volcanoes around Australia, this is the most active one. And you can walk up it and around the rim of it, which is bloody amazing. Like, I like this sort of weird sort of stuff like this, and earth watery stuff. But around this sort of area with Mount Gambier, there's a lot of sinkholes and volcanic sinkholes, like the Little Blue Lake, which we visited, the Big Blue Lake, and a couple of sinkholes around the area. But this seems to be the only one that's actually risen out of the ground, and it's so cool that you can actually walk around the crater, and actually in the crater itself that we found out last time, so
what's that?
You can actually walk in the crater, not just around the top.
Yeah, we saw another family. We weren't game enough. I think we were pretty puffed by the time we got to the top last time.
This is a walk that the kids can do, so don't be scared if you got kids to come and do it, because these little grommets should be able to make it up to see the volcano.
I can't do it.
You can do it. You can do it?
Yeah!
Now, stating the kids can do it and them actually doing it are two totally different things. See, with our kids, the planets have to be exactly aligned in our solar system, and there would have to be the exact amount of sugar grains on their wheat bix that morning. And also, the weather has to be exactly perfect. Not too cold, not too windy, and just the amount of sun to get a nice balmy 25.7 degrees for the little groms to climb this volcano without whinging and fighting. And today wasn't that day.
Come on, get going. Lazy bones. We're not even like near the summit yet. We're getting there.
Yeah.
I keep saying this time round when we're coming down this stretch that we're older,
You right?
fatter and wiser. I definitely feel older. I definitely feel fatter, but this is definitely not a wise decision. It's okay.
What
I'm
are you
just dribbling.
saying?
Oh, this might have been a bad choice. I'm puffed already.
But once to the top, the whinging, whining, and "this is boring, Dad," stopped. I think they actually realised how special this place really was. Like, honestly, it's a volcano. Like, how cool is that?
so I had to pack the drone away because it's blowier than a pair of Wes's jocks after a can of baked beans. Like, the gusts of wind that comes up there. It is, you should hear you at night time, mate. It's like a little trumpet in there. Jesus. But the wind's coming through and gusting straight up this wall, and like my drone get pumped all the way out there, so we had to reel it back in. You can see from Seth's shirt, look at it. It's like a flag.
Oh, I just what
do you say?
But yeah, we're halfway around the rim walk, and there is a walk that you can go down the scale of this side through the center and up the other side. But even though it's a windy day, it's quite hot, so it's actually warmed up to mid-20s. And I don't think I'm going to take the kids down there because there is a lot of tiger snakes and brown snakes around in South Australia this season. So I think we might keep that one a miss, but I'll give you a little view. There's a little brown patch right down in there. I think you can see it like there, and then you scale up the other side of the wall on the other side, so you come out through there up there. So as much as I want to do it and to say I've been in the middle of a volcano, I think safety prevails with the little grommets this time round. So we'll keep trekking around this path right round up over that hill around that other side there. And I think the view on that side, you'll be able to see the water on the other side would be sick.
I've got no arms.
You got no arms. Steph's not gonna like this. Must be a big beehive around here or something. Hey, Puddin'! There's heaps of bees around here. She's like, lovely. I'll have to wait here until she comes to escort her through. I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but they're pretty much everywhere. All right, because Steph's allergic to bees, we've got to take a little bit more of a caution. And I think we don't know what will happen to the kids if they get stung. So come on, come on, just come on. We've got to run through. All right, you ready, Rosie?
Run?
Yeah.
Aren't you not supposed to run?
Oh, I don't know.
Go now while they're clear.
Oh,
go now.
Go.
Go very slowly, Wes.
Go, go, go.
Oh my God, run.
Oh, go, run, Wes, run. Go. Run faster. Go, go, go. That's it. All right, you go. That's so attractive. Wow. And a bush bee.
But once we got past the angry honeymakers, we got round to the southern side for this absolutely gobsmacking view.
We made it! Fist bump to spirit fingers! Yeah, we made it.
We stacked it.
Oh, that's one of the things that we want to check off. Like, it's not a real volcano, which is definitely one of my things I want on my list checked off. Hey, that'd be sick, like being near a real volcano, but
I don't know about that. After watching that documentary about New Zealand and stuff, I don't know if I'm keen on that idea anymore.
But this will suffice for now, I think. Now
yeah,
we've got to
perfect.
Now we've got to go back down the hill again.
Yeah.
But there's an icy pole. Icy pole. Best thing about having the freezer in the back of the car, icy poles, baby.
Sucking on the icy pole never felt so sweet, but it was actually short-lived, as we got back to the camp, we stumbled across something quite devastating and quite disturbing, really.
Alright, it is the next morning, guys. By the time we got back from Mount Shank to camp, it was blowing its absolute nipples off. So if we recorded anything at all, it would have been just chronic wind noise and you wouldn't have been able to hear anything. So we did spend an overnighter here. So I'll go through the campsite first before we take you out to, yeah, it's pretty devastating, but we'll get to that shortly. So we're staying at 8 Mile, and there is two sort of camping ground areas. So this has recently turned to a self-contained campground only. So a lot of locals were camping here and stuff like that, and it did get an absolute thrashing over New Year's and Christmas. And apparently there was heaps of rubbish left around. So I think a couple of locals come out, cleaned it all up, because we can't see any evidence of it over here. And we're on the, what is it, the western side. So there's two campsites. There's a bridge in between a little river. You got the eastern side over there, which is a little bit bigger ground, and then you got the western side, which is this one here, which is more little pockets and stuff like that. And then you got a little trek out to the beach where we'll take you out there shortly. But look, it's not going to butter everyone's biscuit. Like, it really is a scrub camp more than a bush, like a beach camp, because yeah, the beach yeah, I'm not going to say it's fantastic. It is stinky, weedy and stuff like that. So if you get the wrong wind, it ended up in the van and stuff like that as well, which we copped last night. It stunk, it really did. So I'll throw up the little wiki camp little thing here for you so you know exactly where we are. We're about 10 minutes out Port MacDonald, which is the rock lobster capital of South Australia, which is, yeah, absolutely awesome as well. So you're close to the water points and stuff like that, and it's just out of town. So it is a tiny little town, so there's only a little grocery store, a couple of takeaways, a little museum and stuff like that, and a broadwater sort of area. So yeah, but we'll round up the kids, round up Steph, and yeah, we'll take you out to show you what is happening out on the beach.
Now, as we're walking out of the beach, I must advise this is viewer discretion. If you are a marine lover like our family, this is really going to hit home.
So we're out on the beach, and this is like, we come out here yesterday afternoon and walk through, so you're not going to get our initial reactions, and we sort of processed it overnight, but it's totally disheartening for stuff like, for people that actually love marine life and seeing these things in the water and in their natural habitat. Like,
it's unbelievable.
It's gut-wrenching.
Like, there's hundreds of them on the beach. Like, yeah. And the smells that are coming out right now is just awful.
Like, it's, yeah. It's a mass graveyard. There's nothing else to describe it.
Yeah.
Like, and
it's all very similar sharks. It's weird. It's not.
Yeah. So basically, as you walk up, I'll show you now.
And you can see why all the black swans are here.
Yeah, this is weird because this is the little river inlet. So this is a freshwater river inlet. There was a big dump of fresh water in the system here, plus the little inlets and stuff like this. And these guys have just hung around and they've gone into some sort of coma because they've got too much fresh water in their system, and then they've just washed up with the big tides and stuff, and then like it is littered like with just death on this beach. And now I know why it smells so bad at a caravan. Like, it's just,
yeah, we didn't realize until,
yeah, like it was so hard to stay here last night, but I think it's worth document. Oh, here's a George. That's a Port Jackson, Bubba. That's the one that Daddy was swimming under York. Oh, I'll try to get around here.
Georgie's putting crosses next to them all.
That's so sad. They're such a lovely animal, isn't it? And like, as much as this is a bad thing and stuff like that, we're trying to take this as an educational thing for the kids, because I don't think these guys will ever see anything like this up close, to be honest. Like, unless Wesley starts diving or Georgie starts diving, like at a later age, seeing things like this up close and their spines and stuff like that. Yeah, I think we'll try to turn this into an educational thing for the kids more so than anything else. But this is still nature at its worst. Like, nature's a beautiful thing, and it's a beast as well. Like, this is devastating, and to say the least. But we'll go walk down and see what else we can find. I think there is a lot more sort of stuff.
One of the locals was actually telling us that, is it a crayfish or lobster?
Oh, the lobster.
No, I was going to say they're all, apparently they just all walked out of the ocean.
Because they couldn't.
Like, when we got to our campsite, there were 3 massive ones, and I was like, why would people just leave their scraps here? Like, we didn't realise, we thought that.
I think they collected them and put them in the camp, but they didn't eat them.
And them up, and there were all these little babies, like lobsters underneath them.
Yeah. We're gonna. Oh, there's another Port Jackson.
It has its mouth open.
Yeah. Oh, you can see in the background. Here we go. There's some lobster tails. Yeah, like Steph said, even the lobsters end up walking out, and you can see little bits of red mixed up in the seaweed. There's some more down there. But yeah, heaps of bird life just feeding on them at the moment as well. It does stink so bad. There's a decomposing wobbegong there as well, but look at the lobster shells everywhere. And they've just walked out as well, and they're pretty tolerable sort of animal as well, but they've just walked out and killed themselves, really, like, just to get out of the fresh water.
Now, putting aside what we've seen on the beach, 8 Mile is still a great camp in a cracker location and could easily spend plenty of nights at this spot. but unfortunately we just couldn't. The smell of devastation and death on that beach was just too much for us. So the next morning we packed up the bin chicken and headed to our next camp we had on the list. But not before we had a quick detour first.
And believe it or not, this place is a free camp. So we've stayed here before, and to be honest, and fair warning, you probably have to have anchoring straps on your caravan buckled down, because if you come here in the wrong sort of weather, it feels like you're gonna blow your caravan over. Hey, Puddin', last time we were here, like it felt like the caravan was gonna tip over,
Yeah, it was sketchy as.
It was gnarly.
I was just teaching where's the South Pole. It's got like all the signs and how long it takes you to get to each place.
And this is why you got to come here. This is the most southern tip of South Australia. Oh, here we go. I don't even have to say it. Read there. There's a couple of free camps. So there's one back over towards there, towards the lighthouse sort of area. There's one up where our van is. Another couple of k's down the road, there is another free camp. So you got a couple of options. I would say try to get in a little bit earlier, because later in the day they do sort of fill up, especially this one.
Well, these guys have got it right here. They're kind of hidden behind the window, I reckon the window.
Yeah, so if you get the southerly winds and stuff like that, I suppose that might be the better place than up there. We made the rookie mistake because we're only a couple of weeks on the road, and we end up parking where the van is now.
Yeah.
And it felt like it was going to fall off the cliff. Oh. Sorry, my bad. It felt like falling off the cliff, but yeah. But we're going to head down a little bit further, down towards that way.
Can you move away from the cliff, please?
You're
really close to it. You just
I'm not even. It's like just there. It's all right. But we're going to move down further down the coast that way. And we got a camp picked out, and we'll set up tonight down there.
But before we left, I had to get the other drone out to have a little bit of fun, which resulted in me nearly bidding it towards the end. Can you see where? So after that near crash experience with the drone, I think it's time to move on to the next place. And this is the main place we wanted to stay at. It was totally booked out 2 years ago, so we had to give it another go. And do you actually blame us? Look at this view, it is stunning.
Alright, so we've just pulled out the back camp, and oh, look at that in the background. Hang on, I'm orientating that. Ah, lighthouse! Anyway, Steph is going to give it a crack trying to back the caravan for the first time ever. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, the girls.
Oh, yeah.
I always wanted to try and do it. So.
Yeah. So we'll wander in window, and I'll see how you go. Okay. Right, this is going to be interesting. So we're going to try to get in that spot. No, it's a nice big spot. Yep, bring it forward. Right, let's go. I'll give her a crack by herself to see what she can do. That's it, other way. Good girl. She knows her stuff. Come on, Puddin'. Damn, I'm out of a job. Boop. Leave it there. I'm now unemployed. I mean, kicked to the curb.
Well, I think it's useful for women to learn how to do it. So if something does happen, like not saying it's going to happen,
Which
but
it
if
has
something...
happened. I've been in hospital.
Exactly.
So.
At least I know how to like learn how to unhitch the caravan, drive with the caravan on. At least, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, exactly right. And then speaking of unhitching, we've got the part that we've got to fix our boss leg with, so we can do that here
we
now.
haven't even done that yet.
Yeah, well, we picked up from our gamu. We haven't done it
I didn't
yet.
realise we haven't even done it yet.
So I can get that done. So that'll be awesome. But yeah, we'll get set up and everything, and then we'll tell you exactly where we are.
So this specky little gem is called Cape Banks Campground, and it is located a hop, skip and a jump away from Carter Rocks. And with the weather being a nice balmy 28 degrees, it's going to be a wicked little camp. But first off, we have to actually see if we can stay here.
So after all that effort and stuff, and you backing in and done a bloody solid job, you've done well.
Now we have to move because...
We have to move camps.
Yeah.
So we didn't book here first before we come. So can you hold that? I'm sorry, on the Starlink awkward as. So yeah, we had to rip out the Starlink and actually book, and it is a lot more popular than what I thought it was actually. So we're in campsite.
We've literally got one night, don't we?
Yeah, so we're going to move to site 4, which is a caravan spot. Site 2, which we're in, is a caravan spot. Site 5, it's big enough for a caravan, and site 1, I think the other ones, yeah, I wouldn't be chucking a caravan in there. So
Site 4 is probably the best. It's like a nice
yeah,
little
if you're booking at site 4, yeah, heaps better. So we're going to move up to there now.
Then it was straight to the beach for that sand and salt water injection.
This is when one thing leads to another. Oh my god. Aaron!
Alright, we're back from our dose of salty water, and this is a little bit more reality check. So we actually do about, I don't know, 50% of the time easy like this. So Steffi's doing some bookwork, as we can see, paperwork. This is awesome. So catching up on the accounts and stuff, cooking dinner. We've got the induction and the microwave going together. Wes catching up on one of his favourite sort of pastimes, and that's watching good old Brody Moss and Miller Wilson. You've gone to Miller Wilson bandwagon too, haven't you? And Georgie's knackered. So, look at her. So it sounds like a relaxing night. Once the grommets go to bed, we'll have some drinks outside, but I think it's going to be a pretty good sunset tonight. So, yeah, might have to get out there and try to enjoy this sunset after
Kids go to bed.
the kids go to bed. Yeah, just one.
Party time.
Boom.
And it wasn't the sunset that was the star attraction. Check out this moonrise. Insane in real life. And the camera just doesn't do it justice.
But it is the next morning, and we had to break our sacred rule about travelling around Australia, and that is doing an overnight camp and moving on. But we had to break it this time because Cape Banks is pretty damn awesome, for one, and there is a donation camp just back up the road again. So like, we didn't unhitch or anything like that. So basically all we had to do was put the legs up and away we went, and we can come 3 minutes back up the road to this place, which is a donation camp right in the middle of Carpenter Rock. So we've got a playground there. Got kids going on the finger painting already, so trying to get them entertained because we've got a lot of work to catch up on behind the scenes and stuff. So this is going to be us for the next couple of days. But right over, just over the other side of the road and past these house lines is the beach as well. So this is a wicked little camp, and I'll throw it up here for you so you know exactly where we are, because I reckon this is a wicked little camp. You got dump point, massive bins, bit of drinking water and stuff like that, and I'll show you around here. Ample amount of space. You can fit thousands of vans in here. Look at that. Absolute awesome. But let's get to repairing that leg.
And that's what this camp consisted of. First, repairing the boss jockey leg, which I bent back a few episodes ago, which was just a simple inner sleeve replacement, which took about 20 minutes. Steph got a cook on, dishing up some awesome meals one after the other. Taking the groms over to the awesome little rock pools. And of course, squeezing in a spot of fishing.
Alright, so it's been a lazy couple of days. We've yeah, just been hiding out here really because the weather's been more or less like this, which is overcast and spotting the rain and everything like that, which is okay. Look, I'd rather days like this at camps like this rather than paying a premium amount at a premium beachfront camp and getting sort of overcast and windy and wet days, so that's okay. The jockey leg is still holding up, so I think we've fixed that problem, which is all good. So moving on from that, and hopefully there's no more issues or anything like that, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, lazy couple of days. We did go down and do a little bit of a fish when the sun come out. So Wezzy caught his first fish ever. What was it, Wezzy?
I don't know.
You can't remember? A wrasse.
A rat.
We got a wrasse each, but they were too small, weren't they?
Yeah.
We had to put them back. But we'll get you a big one soon, mate. And we'll go,
First fish
yeah, first fish ever. And we'll
ever.
because the winds are up and you know the tides are all over the place and it's pretty rough out there, we won't be going rock lobstering either, which is we might have to save that for further up, because being on the lime safe, the whole lime safe has got rock lobster, so hopefully we get a chance to do that. But we'll wrap up this one anyway, guys. So look at the washing.
So much washing.
Loads of washing. She segregates it all. Look at this.
We've been off grid for a bit, so
Yeah.
it's time. It's time to get
that
some
big
water.
washing gun. Yeah, we'll have to get
And the
some
shower
water.
was obviously more important than
Washing. But we'll wrap this one up, guys. If you got to this point, make sure you like, subscribe, and give us a follow, and drop a comment down below if you can. Other than that, we'll see. Oh, what? We'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace out. Cheerio.